naming the notes on the staff. Here's the staff. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Now, you're wondering probably, what do the spaces mean? Well, why do you need to separate the spaces and the lines? Well, you separate them so that you can help naming the notes. Each space and each line has a specific line or letter that goes with those lines and spaces, and that's how we learn how to read notes. For instance, this first space is F, the second space is A, the third space is C, and the fourth space is E. That spells the word face, and that's how we remember what notes are on those spaces, what notes those are. F-A-C-E, spelling out the word face. Now, the names of the notes on the lines are, the letter names of the notes on the lines are E, G, B, D, F. Now, the problem is Egbedev is not a word. So it's really hard to remember Egbedev and the names of the notes on the line. So we use a trick. Empty garbage before Dad flips. So if you just remember that sentence, empty garbage before Dad flips, you will know the names of the notes on the lines. E, G, B, D, F. Now, if you've taken piano before, you might know a different name or different sentence. Every good boy does fine. I don't really care if you use every good boy does fine or mine, which is empty garbage before Dad flips. Because E, G, B, D, F is the same with empty garbage before Dad flips, and every good boy does fine. I use empty garbage before Dad flips because my music teacher used every good boy does fine, and it always irritated me because I was a girl and I was good, so I did fine. The other one she used was not that one. It was every good boy deserves fudge, which was also really irritating because where was my fudge? I didn't like that. So that is why I use empty garbage before Dad flips, because if you are a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Because if you don't take out the garbage after your dad has asked you to, he's going to get mad. So it works for both boys and girls. Now, in the years that I have taught, I've also heard other sentences. Elephants go belly dancing Fridays, as well as Elvis goes break dancing Fridays. I've also heard Elvis got big dirty feet. Now, I didn't put this one on here, but I've also heard every green booger drips fast, which I don't know if you can tell or not, but I've been sick, so I know that one. Every green, I know that one is a fact. Every good green booger drips fast. But years ago, my kid was learning my youngest was learning how to play the piano, and she came up with a very strange sentence. Enormous gorillas bring deadly farts, because she was young and gross. I don't know how else to describe it. Enormous gorillas bring deadly farts. So again, whatever sentence you use, just so long as you know E, G, B, D, F. Again, my favorite is empty garbage before Dad flips. So this is what you do. You look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. So look at the lines. Are the lines just touching the note, or are they going through the note? The lines are just touching the note. That means this note is on a space. So after you learn that it is on a space, do you remember the trick that you use? That's right. the word face. That helps you know what notes are what. So you start from the bottom and you stop when you get to the note, spelling out the word face. This one was particularly easy because it was on the first space, so there you go, you got F. Now, here's another note. You look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Is the line just touching the note or is it going through the note? Which trick do you need to figure out the note? Again, looking at the note right here, you notice that the line is going right through the note, which means that that note is on a line. So the trick that you use is empty garbage before Dad flips. So we will start from the bottom, E, G. So we stop when we get to the note, and that note is on the G line. Therefore, the note is G. All right, one more time. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Look, is the note touching the line, or the lines touching the note, or just going through the note? Again, looking at this, it is just touching the note. The lines are just touching the note, which means that it's on a space. So which trick do you need to use? It's a word. Face. Stop when you get to the note. So we start with F, A, C, E. Now, we know that note is E. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the lines just touching the note or are they going through the note? Look carefully. That line is going through the note, which means that it is on a line. So which trick do you need to use? Empty garbage before Dad flips, right? So we stop when we get to the note. We start with E, G, B, D. We landed on D. Therefore, the note is D. So let's try it again. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the line just touching the note or going through the note? The note is on a space. The lines are just touching the note, right? So what trick do you need to use? That's right, face. Stop when you get to the note. You start from the bottom, F, A, and that note is an A. Look to see if the note, let's do number 4. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the lines just touching the note or going through the note? The line is going through the note, therefore the note is on a line. So what trick do you use? Empty garbage before Dad flips. We start from the bottom and we stop when we get to the note. E, G, B, D, and that note is a D. So all you have to do, remember these steps. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the lines just touching the note or going through the note? 2, what is the trick you need to figure out the note? Empty garbage before Dad flips or face? Remember, empty garbage before Dad flips is for the lines. Face is for spaces. Easy way to remember, face rhymes with space. Stop when you get to the note. So you start from the bottom, count up,